Please tune to Channel 15 for further details.
The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has issued a tornado watch for portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin, valid until 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch covers the following counties in the KIG 64 listening area: in Minnesota, Carlton, Lake, Pine, St. Louis; in Wisconsin, Bayfield and Douglas. Hail to the size of golf balls and wind gusts to 75 miles per hour are possible. Remember, a tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings.
The National Weather Service in Duluth, Minnesota has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County in north-central Minnesota, Itasca County in north-central Minnesota, Coochin County in north-central Minnesota, until 2:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:12 a.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Service meteorologists were tracking a line of severe thunderstorms capable of producing destructive winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. These storms were located on a line extending from near Big Falls to Squaw Lake to 3 miles east of Hubbard and moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Locations in the path of these dangerous storms include but are not limited to Grand Rapids, Ray, Little Fork, Big Fork, Togo, Bena, Rimmer, Walker, Bacchus, Squaw Lake, Marcel, and Deer River. This is a dangerous storm. Winds in excess of 70 miles per hour have been reported in Bemidji. If you are in the warned area, prepare immediately for destructive winds and deadly cloud-to-ground lightning. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 2:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Minnesota, Cass, Itasca, and Coochin.
Get a workout on the Bowflex. So let's see what it feels like.
Load up, Rick.
Wow.
I think those rods could break. Look how strong his legs are.
Yeah.
The National Weather Service in Duluth, Minnesota has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Itasca County in north-central Minnesota, northwestern St. Louis County in northeastern Minnesota until 2:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 1:32 a.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Service meteorologists detected strong rotation in a severe thunderstorm approaching Togo, or about 30 miles northwest of Himping, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. The possible tornado will impact the following areas including, but not limited to, Togo around 1:40 a.m., Deaton 4, and Tussin around 2 a.m., Bayek and Crane Lake around 2:15 a.m. If you are in the path of this tornado, go to a basement or small interior room on the lowest floor. If you are in a mobile home, camper or are caught outdoors, seek sturdy shelter. As a last resort, lie flat in a ditch and cover your head. Repeating, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for the following counties: in Minnesota, northeastern Itasca, and northwestern St. Louis.
Meteorologist Brett Wislowski here with you, watching a new tornado warning. Everybody just getting back to the studio here, barely before the first tornado warning of this early morning. The National Weather Service indicating circulation here coming up on Togo. And if I go back a little bit, it really has just picked up in intensity. Now we're going to zoom out, put the radar back on rain mode, and get a storm track going here. We'll do some roads here in a second. So at 50 miles per hour, the storm track says, okay, Togo at 142 pretty much immediately. Guin at 151, or in Cusson, right around 155. Net Lake is barely just not in the warning, but the rotation would be there at 155 as well. Bike at 205 and Crane Lake just after 212. If you are awake and know anybody in these areas, please give them a wake-up call to let them know that a possible tornado is on the way. New radar scan coming in, and the circulation looks even stronger than before. You want to look for where the opposite colors come together in a tight area. Now I'll zoom in and do some roads. County Road 551, State Highway 1, Highway 65, and Highway 1 and 65 again in these areas. There you go for all the residents in and around Togo. Now we're going to zoom out and do a new storm track on this. After this, I will bounce around to some other areas before going back to programming. We will be cutting back in every 10 to 15 minutes or so. We'll do that until some more populated areas start getting affected. No offense, but we still don't have enough producers here yet to do wall-to-wall coverage. The warning says the storm is moving at 50. I think it has actually slowed down. New scans every 5 minutes, and this only went about 3 miles. So that would make it about 40. Current time is 1:38. All right, Togo at 1:44, Cusson, Guin, and Orr just before or right at 2. Bike at 2:10 and Crane Lake around 2:20. Again, if you know anybody over there, please call them. Moving on, we still have our line of severe thunderstorms out west. The warning takes up 3 whole counties, Cass, Itasca, and Kuchiching. 70-mile-an-hour winds were reported in Bemidji, and these are also moving northeast at a pretty good clip, 40 to 50 miles an hour. It will be a while before anything makes it into Duluth, probably another 3 hours or so. I'll put this in motion. Grand Rapids, you have rain and likely some thunder, but the severe storms are still 15 to 20 miles out. Brainerd, you probably see some lightning off in the distance. Far northwest Minnesota, Grand Marias won't see anything until the dusk hours. Here's a storm track for that line. Feel free to write your area down. I'll leave it on the screen. Notable locations, Grand Rapids is looking at 216. Togo is under a tornado warning currently, and more severe storms are expected at about 208. Once again, Duluth is not expecting anything for several hours. It will be even later for out in our Wisconsin areas and our only Michigan county, Gogebic County. Hello to all the viewers in Ironwood, Michigan. You guys won't get anything until the sun comes up. One more thing, there is a good-looking storm all alone an hour southwest of Brainerd. We'll be sure to keep an eye on that as well. That storm is in the Twin Cities coverage area, but as it approaches Brainerd, which is just barely in our coverage area, we could start wall-to-wall coverage if it's tornadic. My earpiece says, yes, Cody will be in by then. All right, we will cut in again in about 12 minutes, even sooner if anything else happens. See you then.